on, Cigar World? What's going on, Cigar Enthusiasts? This is Jack, the Cigar Enthusiast, and I'm back with another banger. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button, turn on notification bell, and give me a huge thumbs up. Let's go, baby. Today, we're back with our recordings again. We've been gone for a little while, and why is simple. We wanted to perfect our craft and bring you guys some monstrous content to view. Now, with that being said, obviously you see that everything has been changing. Dapper D's is opening January 2021 here in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's a lot of great things going on, but that's not why we're here today. Do cigars go bad or not? Let's talk about it. With that being said, strap in, buckle up, and let's go.
We off in this place, catching vibes, sit back and we blaze in the sky like I'm out of space. Natural high, light it up, light it up, light it up, light it up.
This is a question that I've been getting often, and it's simple. Does cigars go bad or not? The answer to that question is simple. No. Can they expire? Maybe. But the answer is really yes. But they don't have an expiration date like your milk do. Now, you gotta understand, cigars comprise two things, tobacco and water. Now, during the entire process to get to the point of rolling this cigar, it took a lot of fermentation, it took a lot of aging, it took a lot of curing, it took a lot of moisture for these leaves to get to the point where they can roll up. Now, one thing about cigars and making sure they maintain their freshness is simple. We have to make sure where we store our cigars prior to smoking is adequate enough to maintain humidity and maintain temperature. Now, let's break it down even a little further. Now, if you have a humidor, right, that you put your cigars in and you're having trouble maintaining the temperature or the humidity within those cigars, it's going to affect the way your cigars smoke. Let me say that again. If you have a humidor and it's not maintaining temperature or humidity, it's going to affect the way your cigars smoke. Now, if your humidor is maintaining your cigars too humid, what's going to happen is your cigar is going to get really, really soft, and it's really going to get to a point where it's going to burn fast, which is going to throw off all the taste and all of that good stuff that goes within your cigar when you're enjoying it. So you want to make sure that your humidity is controlled. Now, when you have too little humidity, which the humidity is out of range, like 72 and higher, you have a potential of drying out your cigar. And what's going to happen as soon as you light that and the tobacco start to expand, it's going to crack the wrapper, which then is going to present burn problems. It's going to have abundance of air, and you're going to see your cigar is going to go to crap really soon. How do you properly avoid this? It's really simple, right? Whether you use a Tupperware or a Ziploc bag or a humidor to store your cigars, it's very, very, very integral to make sure that you have the correct products in there to maintain this humidity. Cigars release and pull in humidity as need be, right? When it starts getting dry, it wants to suck in more humidity. It wants to suck in that water that's in that air to make it a little softer. When it gets too humid, it wants to go ahead and push it out and release it. And how it releases it is really based on how your cigar is going to smoke and the effect of all cigars. Now, if you're having problems with maintaining those things, I'm going to give you a couple pointers that you can use as far as storage goes to get your humidor to where you need to go, as well as give you some pointers on how to correct the issue when you see one presented. Say that you can use Tupperware, you can use Ziploc bags, you can use humidors. Now, if you're using those things, there's a couple things that you must do. If you haven't watched How to Season Your Humidor, click the link below to watch that. That's going to teach you how to season your humidor. So therefore, I'm not going to go too much detail about that. But one thing that you have to take from that is it requires it to happen frequently. Now, when I say frequently, I don't mean like every other day or every other week or every other month. It probably should do it at least once a year, maybe twice a year at most, because you want that wood to stay fresh. You want that to be able to pull in the humidity and soak it in. That's in a good temperature and humidity control for your cigars. Now, if you're using Ziploc bags is something that I've been seeing all over the internet that is really, becoming a popular thing. It's more of a cheaper way to store your cigars. Actually, when I ship cigars from Dapper D Cigars, we use Ziploc bags. But there's one fundamental key point when you're using a Ziploc bag or even a Tupperware. You obviously can't season those. You have to have some type of humidity control device in there. And what is that? A water pillow, a Belvita pack, something that provides moisture to the air, which is going to create humidity. So if you're storing them in a Ziploc bag and you don't have a Belvita pack or a water pillow or something like that, then 9 times out of 10 your cigars are going to dry out, and it's going to get to the point where they're going to expire, or they're going to go bad, or you have to throw them away, whatever the case may be. The same applies for the Tupperware. You must have a Belvita pack or a water pillow in there to keep the moisture in there. Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, okay, I do that. Let's just say I still have dry cigars, or I have a dry cigar. You have to first figure out why. Why do you have a dry cigar? Did you buy it dry? When you buy a cigar, you should be able to do a little firm squeeze. It should be able to flex a little bit. If it squeezes too much, that is a too humidified cigar to present subpar burn qualities, which is not going to be attractive to you as a smoker. Now, if you have one that is too dry, there is a way to resurrect cigars. Now, it's simple. You have to figure out what cigar it is. You have to figure out what caused it, and you have to make sure it's not happening to all the other cigars. Now, let's just say it's this one particular cigar that I'm having troubles with. I'm going to take this out, I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put a Belvita pack or a water pillow in there for at least a week for it to gain the humidity it needs to resurrect. Now, there is to a point where you cannot resurrect cigars, and you have to just understand that. If a cigar gets to a point where you just can't resurrect it, then guess what? You have a bigger issue. You have not paid attention to it for a long time, and the problem has probably spread to the rest of your cigars. Now, understanding cigars are investments allows you to really pay attention to them a little bit more, as well as put the right attention at the right time. So if you're using a Belvita pack, if your Belvita pack is dry, then you might want to switch it out. If your water pillow, you're using a water pillow and it's dry, you might want to switch it out. If you use a shot glass like I do with all my humidors, and it's ran out, fill it back up. That is the stuff that you need to maintenance your cigars. It's really simple. You can simply age a cigar for years. I'm talking 30, 40, 50, 60 years. But you would not be able to maintain that cigar's continuity or body of that cigar for that long if you do not make sure you do the proper things. For instance, if you drive your car and you don't ever get an oil change, what's going to happen to your engine? It's going to blow up. Or you're going to have your pistons or anything of that nature start to seize up. Same thing with cigars. If you put a cigar in a humidor and think, oh, I'm going to age this for a while, and you don't do the proper things to age it, when it's time to do that stuff, guess what, brother or sister? Your cigars are going to be hard as a rock or too soft, and you're not going to enjoy that smoke. And during all this time that you wasted to age that cigar is out the window. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this segment. I hope you guys were able to really understand the question as well as the answer. Do my cigars go bad? And the answer is no, but if you don't do the right things, then the answer is yes. It's an objective question. Very objective question. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and give me a big thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, man, one thing that we have been doing, or even if you're old, we have something called the Virtual Smoke Deck. And it's a Virtual Smoke Deck is a podcast that really correlates to back in the day. Really correlates when I was in the Navy, and we used to have our smoke deck. Our smoke deck was where you got all your smoking at, but a lot of things happen on the smoke deck, just as if a lot of conversations happen in the cigar lounge. Well, what we're doing is we're taking that conversation from the cigar lounge and bringing it to your screen, and it happens every Sunday at 7 p.m. And this week, we're doing the ultimate cigar review with Sean Monroe from the smoking section. He has a YouTube channel, and it's going to be major, man. We're reviewing a lot of cigars, pairing cigars. I mean, anything you think of that you want to ask, pop into the comments and ask away. With that being said, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. I'm gone.